what up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas.
And I'm T-Bone.
And we're coming at you with another video today where we're going to be doing our New England Patriots Week 16 recap of their victory over the Denver Broncos. The Patriots get their fourth win of the year and second in the last three games off of Chad Ryland's game-winning 56-yard field goal. And his season kind of feels like the Patriots season in a lot of ways. A lot of lows, a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of screw-ups, but also some pretty great highs and some great moments. And, this was an awesome game to watch. I had so much fun. I was losing my mind when we won this thing. And before we really get into this, I do want to do two things. First, we would like to apologize for kind of the all over the placeness of our upload schedule. School always gets very busy at the end. You have project, you have exams, and then when school let out, we both had stuff going on as well that put us in a position where we could only really do that big dump last Thursday. And then I was out of town and unable to record until today. I actually just finished driving from 4 hours away, so I wasn't able to record until today. So we do apologize for the erratic upload schedule. We're going to try to clean that up over the next couple of weeks, but the season is also kind of coming to an end. We do have plans for content we're going to do during the playoffs, but the playoffs will involve neither of our teams, so it will be a little bit different look for us. And then the other thing I would like to mention is this game had so much going on, and so many people did so many different things that we actually had to remove people from the graphic you see here on screen for both teams who fit the criteria to be on the graphic, just so we could fit all of the most relevant statistics onto the graphic. So I would like to give a shout out to Jalen Rieger, who had 2 receptions for 33 yards. Pharaoh Brown for 2 receptions and 25 yards. Juwan Bentley, 8 tackles. Those are for New England, now for Denver. Jaleel McLaughlin, 4 receptions, 30 yards. And Samaji Perrine, 4 receptions, 27 yards. Ordinarily, those would be on this graphic, but I think y'all can tell that we go all the way to the bottom for both teams. And both teams had a lot of guys who showed out in this game. So, with that being said, let's actually discuss the game at hand. The Patriots get it done! And I could not be more excited. I actually saw a lot of discourse about this game. There are a lot of New England Patriot fans who are very, very upset that we won this game, and I saw some meltdowns of epic proportions. I actually saw people saying that we are now going to be a terrible team for the next 20 years just because we won this one football game. Everyone is acting like if we don't tank and get the best potential quarterback in the draft, the best this or the best that we are screwed as an organization. As if, number one, every quarterback taken in the top 3 has worked out well. Just ask the Jets or the Browns how tanking for a quarterback every single year works out. And many of the best quarterbacks were taken outside of the coveted top three, such as Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott. You know, like, what are we doing, people? These are some of the biggest names in the sport. Jalen Hurts, you know? Like, we don't have to get our quarterback inside the top three. That isn't a guarantee of success. A top pick is never a guarantee of success. Losing this one game does not screw our franchise over in any way at all.
A top pick got benched for Mason Rudolph. So, yeah.
No, pick number 2. It's like, what are we doing, people? What are we actually doing? I swear to God, every single time I go on Twitter with all of the New England Patriot fans, I lose brain cells. So many fans upset that we won. I'm ecstatic, elated, so happy that we actually won a game. I'm so proud of our guys for what they were able to achieve, for the resiliency we showed. Guys who screwed up, made mistakes that put us in a worse position, and then teammates stepped up, showing, I've got your back, and then those guys coming back and making big plays later in the game that contribute to a victory. Bailey Zappi, first play of the game, fumble. Denver gets the ball in their own 6-yard line. Defense gets the stop. Turnover on downs, 0 points. Patriots get the ball back. Zappi made a mistake, and his defense had his back. And then Zappi went out and balled. Bailey Zappi had the best game of his professional football career. He looked great. I was really excited to see what I saw from him, especially with his ability to evade sacks, his mobility in the pocket, and some of the throws he was making were really, really good. He had a great connection with Demario Douglas and Devontae Parker in this one. And just overall looked excellent. Made some beautiful deep throws. Some great deep throws. Hit guys well. Hit, again, Douglas and Parker. Had a really nice throw to Douglas. And Douglas made a great grab on that one. Like, it was there. You know, Chad Ryland. Obviously a tumultuous season. Tumultuous game. Ryland has a 47-yard field goal. Shanks it wide right. Wasn't even close to hitting the net. Then the Patriots get a touchdown. Hits the upright. Extra point is no good. But he comes back. He makes the next extra point. And then they call on his number. 56 yards. That isn't an easy field goal for anyone. And he drilled it right down the middle. That is some resiliency. His team stepped up, gave him the opportunity to amend his mistakes, and he did. Now, how much of a future he has on this team remains to be seen. Because after the missed field goal and the missed extra point, I ain't gonna lie, I was ready to cut him. But he definitely saved his job with that 56-yarder. You can't cut a guy, no matter how poorly he's been playing, after he makes that play to win you a football game. The defense stepped up in a big, big way. Shut down Denver for basically the first 3 quarters of the game. And credit to Denver's offense. They started to figure it out in the fourth quarter. Were able to get 2 touchdowns, tie the game. But overall, the defense was great. And special teams is a mixed bag. They got a touchdown, but they also allowed a big return. So special teams is always a mixed bag from New England. I don't know why, but we used to be the best, then I don't know. Our punter, Bryce Behringer, give him some credit. He's been excellent this year. He's probably going to go to the Pro Bowl as a rookie in a conference that has Tommy Townsend and also the guy in Tennessee, although he's hurt. So, gotta give credit where credit is due. Coverage team, But kickoff team, force a fumble, got a touchdown. Another turnover forced by Marte Mapu, second consecutive game with a forced turnover. And the defense also forcing turnovers. Tavai forcing a fumble. Jeremiah Farms Jr., a name that I did not know until this week, and I think that tells you how injured our defense is. Recovers. Also had Alex Austin playing corner, and that was definitely part of the issue with them coming back, because Jonathan Jones was kind of in and out of the game with injuries. You could tell without having him, there's a problem. So, that's how it goes. Then Christian Barmore, you got to talk about this guy. Career game, 3 sacks, 8 tackles, and he was just a menace the entire game. He looked excellent. Easily the best game of his career. Absolutely brilliant. Ezekiel Elliott and the run game for New England the last 2 weeks has been kind of but in the passing game, 9 receptions, 33 yards, a touchdown, including hurdling a guy on the touchdown. Touchdown was absolutely beautiful play. He made an excellent play. Demario Douglas had a great game. Really excited to see him continue to do well. He is a player who I'm very excited about for this team for the future. A lot of different guys stepped up, made plays, and showed in a big way to get a big win against a very good football team. And Denver are a team, they're going to miss the playoffs, largely due to us beating them, but also due to it took them a while to figure it out. Denver is a team who had early season struggles because they hadn't gotten rid of everything all of the garbage that was holding them down. And slowly over the course of the season, they were able to get it all out. Start fresh and play some excellent football coming down the stretch, although they've now lost 3 of 4. They faltered. And I don't know. I've noticed a trend where every time we're like, oh yeah, this team now goes higher up in our power rankings, they immediately get knocked back down to earth. It's been an interesting trend for us to watch, to say the least. I don't know if we're responsible or if it's just due to the total inconsistency of the NFL, but we did put them at number 5, and then they have since straight downhill. But it's not like this wasn't a bad football team. There was a reason we had them up at number 5 at one point. They're a team with a lot of talent, and they're well coached. And they have a future Hall of Fame quarterback. And I think we definitely benefited from the fact that Cortland Sutton got hurt very early in the game and did not return. I think had he been in the game, we probably lose because he had been their best weapon all year. And I do acknowledge that. Sometimes you get a break to go your way. Trust me, we've had a few breaks not go our way. Sometimes literal breaks. But at the end of the day, everyone's going to get lucky in some ways. That's just reality. There's no complete performance. You have to be lucky to win a game. Every win every team has ever had has had some element of luck that aided them in that process. That's just true. We've had some bad luck this year. We had some good luck in this game. That can all be true. So, but I am really happy with the way the New England Patriots played this game, the heart they showed, the way they fought to win it, and then did it. Loving it and excited. Looking to spoil the Bills season, maybe. Love to spoil the Bills next week. That'd be so much fun. And then, of course, we have the Jets, who are almost a free win. So maybe we could finish the season out on a 3-game win streak and win 4 of 5. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'd love that. I know a lot of dumb Patriot fans don't want that. And now there's also a real fan. Are you a real fan if you want to tank? It's like, I'm not going to sit here and say who is and isn't a real fan of a team. But I will sit here and call you a dumb fan. Tanking is stupid. I am sorry. It is. There is no guarantees, and all you're going to do, you're going to tell players intentionally play poorly. When these guys want to put up tape to show, hey, I'm good, I want to get paid, I wanted this, I wanted that. What if a guy's got an incentive, he wants to hit for a payday, but you're like, we need to lose, we need to play poorly. And then he works hard to try to get that incentive, and the coach gets mad at him for trying to win. Do you want to know what that does to the morale of a team tanking? It's awful. Losing games sucks. Even if you think it's for something better down the road. And there's no guarantee that it's better. So you're literally asking players to intentionally play poorly when this is their job, and this is how they make money, and you're screwing over their ability to make money for themselves, and you're destroying the morale of a team? No. It's idiotic. It is absolutely idiotic. And I will not apologize for saying that it is. Because that is reality. I don't apologize for speaking what I know to be true. T-Bone, what are your thoughts on this one? I know I went on for a while there.
I agree with the whole tanking is stupid. It just really the surefire thing is, if like a team was guaranteed to get a really good guy when they tanked, then maybe. But draft steals are draft steals for a reason. The fact that they fall so far, that kind of negates the whole tanking thing. You know what I mean? So I don't really, I understand it. I can see the logical side of it. Of if we're bad and we do more bad, maybe we can get something. But it's just no. And I think, actually, funny you should mention, I think the Panthers were trying to tank last year until we got to Wilkes, and then he started winning, and we started caring more. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't approve of it. But I don't think you're wrong if you do. I just don't think it's smart. Just not a guarantee. That's my 2 cents on it. Good game on the against Denver. Really fun second half.
That second half was definitely a lot of fun, although also a bit heart attack inducing once Denver came back and tied the game. I was sitting there like, why can't I just have a low stress win? Why must this always be so stressful and so difficult? But then defense stepped up, got a massive stop. And by the way, I do want to give a huge shout out to Miles Bryant, who was absolutely crucial to New England in this game. And he was just excellent overall, and he has been this year. A lot of guys hate Miles Bryant, and I don't understand why. He is a very, very good football player, and a guy who I would love to see back on New England next year. Obviously, free agency, whatever, and we have a few guys who are going to be free agents, a lot of whom deserve to be paid, and a lot of whom I want back. So obviously it's a highly complex equation for the New England Patriots, but it's still cool to see him playing so well. He was huge, and he made a big play on Denver's final actual drive. I'm not counting that 70 gajillion yard Hail Mary attempt that you should no, like do a quirky lateral play. That's not the move, Denver. But on their actual final drive, when they were like looking to come down and take the lead, when it was 23-23 after they just scored 2 touchdowns and gotten stops on us, we were doing a blitz, and he was supposed to blitz on the edge, but he saw that it was a screen, peeled off from his blitz, and was able to get the guy at the screen and force a 3-yard loss. And that basically killed that drive from there. If he doesn't make that play, they get a first down. Or at least a decent gain. So a huge play by him there. Just overall, he played an excellent game. This might have been his best of the year. There's a few guys who had their best of the year in this one, and we needed every ounce of it to get this win. So I got to give a lot of credit to everybody for the way they played. Next week, we've got the Buffalo Bills, a game that I am very excited for. This is a Bills team who we beat earlier in the year, and I would love to beat again. And if we do beat the Bills and the Jets, we will actually have a 4-2 division record, which I just find absolutely hilarious, just given how not so good we are. But we know we can beat the Bills. And although we haven't done it twice in a season in a hot minute, I think it would be fun to spoil their party. I'm always for spoiling division rival parties. That is for darn sure. And I think it's a winnable game. Although Josh Allen is playing better now than he was when we beat them, so obviously it remains to be seen. We're also more injured now in that game, so we'll see what happens, but I am looking forward to it in these last few weeks for New England. We look like a football team for once. T-Bone, you got any final thoughts?
Nope.
Alrighty then, that is going to do it for us today. Please be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. We would love to hear what you all have to say. And that is going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. And we will see you all in the next video.